Just waiting for the day where either Mr. Musk or SMR actually fucking comments on one of our videos.
I mean, if you tag SMR or something, he probably would respond.
Yeah, but he can be brutal sometimes. I don't know if I want
Why
that.
not? Constructive criticism.
Yeah, to be fair, I, I don't take these things personally, so it would just be constructive criticism as far as I'd see it. Unless he's being a right and knobhead and I'll tell him that. Hi everyone, I'm Ash.
And I'm Joe, and welcome. And my camera is a bit skewed by the looks of it. I don't know. Whatever.
Seems fine to me.
And now it's bouncing.
Been a bit of a busy week. We've not had time to record.
Oh, jeez, mental week. Very mental week. My gosh. But I have some interesting news.
Go on then.
I think I've managed to convince the first person to buy a Tesla.
Who's that?
Some random guy that was at this job we were doing. He had to supervise, or basically he had to be in the area that we were working. The client always needs to have someone there because it's a sensitive area.
Yeah.
So this guy got nominated, and we just started talking, and yeah, he talked about He's looking at getting a new car. He used to drive a BMW, sold that, and in the meantime, while he was looking for something a bit better, he just bought a Ford C-Max. And
Okay.
so he's looking, he's like told me he's looking at the Peugeot 3008 hybrid. I'm like,
No.
first of
Just
all,
don't.
not exactly. That's pretty much my sentiment. He's like, why do you want to go Peugeot? Why do you want to go hybrid? It was like just this, and I went through the
It's
whole
two.
process of
There's two massive mistakes right there.
exactly. So
Before we've even got started, what are you thinking, man?
I went through the process of explaining to him why hybrids are so bad, going through the different styles of hybrid, with its plug-in, blah, blah, blah. But just no matter which way you look at it, there's always massive compromise. You either get
There is, yes.
you either get the same engine as you get in a regular car and a lot less cargo space, or you get a smaller engine as in a regular car and a little bit less cargo space.
With
And
a vibrator sized battery in it.
it still takes up a lot of your cargo space because where else are they going to put it? They don't have any space for it. I said, don't buy a hybrid or electric car that is based off of an ICE car design because they now need to try and find a place to put a battery, and the only place to put a battery is in the boot space, which means you lose cargo space.
Yeah, I
Um,
think there was only a year or two where hybrids made some sort of sense.
yes,
But shortly after that, it's utterly pointless.
yes. And so then he went into, okay, what about the Ford Mustang Mach E? I'm like, well, it's a decent car. It's about the same size as my Model Y, and then I started going to the specs of it. So here in the UK, the Mach E is £10,000 more than the Model Y.
Yeah, I can't see
Ex-
why that would be.
exactly. So it's £10,000 more. So your initial price is more, or your monthly payments is more, and then the Mach E's average kilowatt per mile is about 330. In other words, you get 3 miles per kilowatt hour. That's not.
It's not the greatest.
It's one of the better ones out there. There's other ones that's way worse. Um, and then showed him my Model Y. I just went on the app and showed him what my last efficiencies was, and it works out to about 240. In other words, you get slightly more than 4 miles per kilowatt. And so it's like the Mach E
Big increase.
has like a 90 kilowatt hour battery in order to achieve the same range as the Tesla. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, so it's 30% or 50% bigger battery in order to achieve the same range. Granted, though, once you do just city driving, you can actually get more range than a Tesla because you get the massive efficiencies of electric motor in city driving. So you can get like 350 miles of range if you do just city driving. But
Yeah.
on a motorway, you also get about 260, same as the Tesla, but with a much bigger battery. So I was like, first of all, you're now going to pay more to get the same amount of range that I'm getting. And then I explained to him how the Tesla superchargers are half the price of any other supercharger. So now you're paying double again if you go on a road
Yes,
trip. I mean, if you charge at home, it's the same. But if you go on any sort of road trip where you have to fill up, then now you're paying double again. Which,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, so you're paying 50% more just to get the same range, and then you're paying double that. So what's that, like 150% more? Or how does it work out? I don't know. But
It's almost the same concept as buying an iPhone. You pay 3 years for the iPhone, and they charge you 30% on every single app you install.
yeah, yeah.
It's absolutely stupidity. I know a lot of people love Apple, but I hate it with a passion.
I mean, the 30%, yeah, I get it. It's overkill, but it doesn't have to be that high.
I don't get it. It doesn't have to exist at all.
It's how they
But
make
again,
all their
we're
profit.
going off subject here.
My only issue with the iPhone is the user interface. It just doesn't work for me. It's
It sucks.
really just like, this is
Plain
stupid,
and
pardon
simple.
language.
Only thing that is useful for is people who's not computer literate. Apple, go for it. If you know how a computer works or how a phone works, get an Android. If you don't, go for Apple because they'll hold your hand every step of the way, but you have to pay for that experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Which I
there's a
absolutely despise.
there's a lot of extremely intelligent people that would disagree with you there, but
They can disagree all they like, but it's a fact, mate. I'm sorry. If you don't know how a laptop works and you don't have your way around and all that sort of thing, and you're worried about viruses and all that, go for an Apple because you're not going to have any problems. They've already paid somebody to worry for you. That's the people that's going to argue with me. Is the people that's already been paid to sort all this rubbish out. It's the only people that will argue with me because the people at home with the device don't have the brain capacity to argue with me. If they did, they wouldn't have an Apple.
Oh man.
Do you own any Apple products?
No.
Do you know how a laptop works? Do you know how PC works? Oh, you build PCs. You've got servers. So hence why you don't have Apple because it's useless.
I'm gonna actually push
Apple
back on
and
you on that
GM
one.
Apple and GM needs to create a partnership. I think they'll work brilliantly together. Rubbish versus rubbish.
I'm gonna push back to you on that one. If it wasn't for the fact that I like to play a lot of games on PC, then I probably would have bought a Mac instead of a laptop.
I don't know.
On the Mac, the user interface is very similar to Linux, and I love using Linux. It's a better experience than having Linux on a laptop. Very few laptops are capable of running Linux, or very few Linux distros has the software in order to run every laptop's hardware. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So you're kind of limited in all that. So if you buy a Mac, yeah, it makes sense. The reasons why I don't buy a Mac is because they go and cram some of the best hardware you can possibly get in there, and don't have a good enough cooling system to actually use that hardware. So the hardware has to always be throttled down. So you're paying for really good stuff that you can't use. And that's because it's been designed by morons.
Yep. 100%.
So, but that's the MacBook. If you buy the actual Mac PC, they are excellent because you do have the cooling to use all that power, and it works, and it's really, really good hardware. But I can go buy that same hardware in a Windows PC. I just hate Windows.
I would have to agree with you there.
Yeah. So,
but if I have to choose between the lesser of two evils, I'd rather the devil I know.
I kind of agree with you there. To me, Microsoft is the lesser of two evils, and that brings us back to on topic really. Well, a different topic. We'll get back to the car thing, the convincing. But Microsoft is doing some really good moves in the AI field. Like they're starting to do open source things in AI.
It's the way it was supposed to be from the start.
Exactly. So Microsoft actually owns a big chunk of the Linux Foundation.
Yeah.
So Microsoft sponsors Linux. They're like one of the biggest sponsors of Linux, the development of Linux. Which when they first got in there, I was like, no. And Linux has improved a lot. Yeah, their money's being put to good use. So fair enough, but I'm still not a fan of Windows. So yeah, back to the car thing. Once I had convinced the guy, or mostly convinced him that, the Tesla is the better product. of everything of the EVs. Like it's gonna cost you a lot less to run a Tesla than it costs anything else.
Yes.
So that you gotta. It's like you never knew about these things, like having to look at the battery size, having to look at charging speeds, at charging rates. What they charge for the electricity and all that. These things. Like you got to factor it all in and work out. And when you look at every single point, the Tesla is better. Then cumulatively, it's a million times better than anything else.
Definitely.
And
No,
then
I was talking to a colleague of mine. Oh, sorry. Finish your point. Go on.
then I actually took him outside, have him sit in my Tesla, and actually had him drive around in the car park a little bit, just so he could experience it.
What did he say?
He's loving it, like absolutely loved it. He says now he just needs to get the 45 grand from somewhere, or enough money for a deposit.
That, or can't he do it through the Love Electric scheme? Is there a possibility for him to do that?
He's about to change jobs and stuff, so maybe not.
That doesn't really matter. It doesn't really come into play.
I didn't
If you
speak
change
to
from
him
one
about it.
company to another company, they literally just transfer it over.
Yeah.
It's not an issue.
I'll see if he's
Speak
there
to him.
tonight. And yeah,
Honestly, I was looking at it again the other day, and my Model Y is going to cost me through Love Electric, insurance, tires, and service, all included, £750 a month.
jeez, that's quite a lot.
Hang on, you say that, right? But my car cost me $410.
Okay, but are you
right?
gonna own the car when you're done?
No, but I don't own this car.
Okay.
Then I've got to pay my insurance, which is another £120 a month. Then I've got to put diesel and stuff in the car. I've worked it out. I am going to be at least £200-300 a month better off. Plus, with how it works with that scheme is your
it's deducted
car
before
gets
tax.
Before tax. So that's another a couple of quid that you gain there.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely brilliant. The thing I don't understand about it, and I think it's very, very strange, but I think it's just the world we live in. The more you earn, the cheaper your car is.
Well, yeah, because it's based on that pre-tax deduction.
It's absolutely insane. Like, just because one of my colleagues is on 10 grand more than me, for instance, he's actually paying £300 less a month for his car. Not £300, but 150, 200 quid less for his car because he's on more money. It actually works it out on your wage.
Okay.
It's the strangest thing I've seen in my life. You have to put your salary in, and it calculates it from your salary. That's what it goes on. And the less you get paid, the higher your premiums will be, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, so if I'm earning, let's say I'm earning 50k a year, right? I can get that Tesla for £700 a month. The guy who's earning 40k a year will have to pay £850 a month for the exact same car, same mileage, same place, same everything. But it will cost him more because he earns less. It is backwards. I honestly don't know how it works. It's backwards, but that's how it is what it is.
That is weird.
It is so strange. I wonder if I can.
I think we should talk to them and have them explain themselves why it costs more.
Just working this one out on. Yeah, let's put it this. Yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. I'm not going to change anything. I might just do that because I don't.
For that MG4, I'm sorry, but it is ugly.
No, dude, no, not going to happen. But anyways, so I want the Model Y. There's my Model Y. Yeah, 20,000 miles a year, and I'm working on a 48 months, and I'm working it on a 50 grand salary roughly. Yeah. It's going to cost you £723 a month.
Yeah.
If I change that, let's change it to 60.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So the moment I go, has it stayed the same?
Yeah. The first.
No, that's the all-wheel drive 5-door. That's not the same one we looked at.
Sorry. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's all-wheel drive. The performance.
So they are actually.
Yeah. So the standard range is 640.
Selectron.
Yeah.
So that's got taken it down from 700 and something to 642, all because the salary changed.
That is very strange. Put it down to 40k.
40k, save. It goes up.
Jeez.
So now you're on. So the less you get paid, the more your car is. And I've not changed the mileage. I've not changed anything. I've literally just changed the salary. That's it.
That is very, very strange. I don't understand.
And if I go back to, take that back to, I think it was on 50, something like that.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, 5320. So that goes back to what it's supposed to be, and then it drops back to 723.
Yeah, rear-wheel drive 5-door, 723.
Yeah. So that's going to be my one.
Excuse me.
I'm just going to go for all the normal stuff.
Ugh.
But then fully and comprehensive car insurance, maintenance, servicing, breakdown cover, early termination protection for £723 a month, where I pay now for £410 for my car plus 120 quid for my insurance. That's 530. Then I've not put any fuel in my car. It costs another 80 quid to fill it up. 4 times 8, 16. It's another 32 plus 320 equals 850 quid that I pay for my car a month. Now, that doesn't include maintenance. It doesn't include servicing. It doesn't include breakdown cover. Plus, then this is all of this happens before my tax gets deducted. So even when your tax bracket drops, it's crazy how this works, but brilliant at the same time. I mean, how much do you pay for your insurance and your car and everything else? I'm pretty much guaranteed it's.
Yeah, but
you own the car. It's a bit of a different story.
yes, I will own the car at the end. And you got 4 years of paying that, and then you own nothing. So if you were to include all of that and then own the car at the end, it would cost a hell of a lot more.
Probably yes, but I don't want to own the car at the end.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I actually want to own. And then again, I probably won't own the car at the end.
You're not going to want to, because by the time you own that car, there'll be a fleet of cars, and you will then just hail a car when you need it. That car will go back into the fleet.
No, because by the time that car is, by the time I own it, the Cybertruck will have already swapped it in for a Cybertruck, and that I will definitely want to own.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I stop the screen share?
Yeah,
I don't think there's much else we need to go through. I just wanted to quickly show you that, which I find absolutely crazy. I don't know how it works. The more you get paid, the less the car is. It's just...
It's weird tax
honestly,
laws.
it's so strange how it works.
Yeah.
You'd think, okay, now this guy doesn't earn as much as the next one. Make it cheaper for them.
I don't see why the price needs to change. The price should be the same for everybody.
Apparently it's not. The more you earn, the cheaper the car is, but I guess that's the world we live in.
Maybe it's to do with the amount of tax that you can write off on the vehicle or something like that.
Potentially, I honestly don't know. But to me, it comes down to it's just the world we live in, mate.
I think it would cap out at some point. I think the company that owns the vehicle will end up having some sort of tax write-off, but they need to offset it on the amount of tax that you can write off. So the less you earn, the less you can write off. And therefore it costs more. So yeah, that's quite interesting. That's the only way I can think about it, is to do with the tax write-offs. Okay, well that's fair enough. So
not often that I do screen shares.
No, it's not. Okay, let's do a quick recap of the week since we've last recorded. I think last time we recorded was Tuesday last week, and it's now Friday the next week. So it's been a lot has happened. Tesla's been going up and down and up and down, and I think for the most part it's up. But
it's still up.
Bitcoin and other currencies are doing a massive flippity flop around.
It's a year of accumulation, and with the whole BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF thing and everything else that's going on, just give it time. It is about to go ballistic. As soon as BlackRock gets that Bitcoin spot ETF, you're going to see some stuff happening, mate.
I've been getting loads of alerts from our app, crypto. About this thing's up 5%, this thing's down 5%, and it's like over the course of 3 or 4 days, one thing would go up and down all the time. It's like...
That's it. Well, if you think Tesla's volatile, don't get involved in crypto.
Yeah, basically. My gosh, it's like proper like seesaw.
It's crazy. It's madness. But it's because of all the regulation and all the problems that's going on and everything else. But this BlackRock thing is causing more issues than I think a lot of people realize. I don't think that people get how big this is.
Yeah. My
Gold
gosh.
never took off until they created the gold spot ETF. Then it went ballistic.
Yeah.
The exact same thing is going to happen with crypto.
Yeah.
Michael Saylor, even Michael Saylor has now gone and said it is the currency of the future. Gold will get pushed out.
Yeah.
It's just what's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's when.
Mm.
It's going to be a few years. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to happen this year, next year, possibly the year after. But before we know it, things will change.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I watched the other day. Like, if you own 0.1% of a Bitcoin, you will be wealthy. 0.1 of a Bitcoin, you will be classed as one of the wealthier people in the world. Obviously not today, once the whole thing plays out.
Yeah.
Which is not going to take 50 years to play out either. Let's just get things right.
Are we talking 10, 20?
I think by 2030, you're already going to see a big shift. Even before that, I mean, next year is the Bitcoin halving. After that, it's a year where everything basically goes up. So you reckon by 2026, Bitcoin will hit its peak again. And after that, I really think by 2030, you'll see a massive change. I mean, that's what the whole World Organization, everybody's banging on about 2030. Everything needs to happen by 2030.
Yeah, like the
everything.
Transition to
You
EVs.
watch you watch what actually is going to happen by 2030. I reckon the whole world's going to change by that time.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Or the way we do things will change. The world won't change. It's always going to be the same. But how we do things is going to be worlds apart.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It's education. Education is the main thing. I mean, like you've just said, you just busy talking to somebody into buying a Tesla. I was on the road with somebody the other day. Told him I'm going to sell the car. I was going to a Tesla, and he tried to talk me out of it. But unfortunately, he knew nothing about what he was trying to talk about. And
that's the problem. Most people know nothing, and they try and argue with you.
He doesn't. So then, no, he didn't argue with me. To be honest with you, he asked me a question, and I'd give him an answer, or I'd go online and I'd find the answer, or whatever the case may be. Like one of the things he said is there's not enough chargers in the UK. Whoa, hang on. I went and I loaded them up and I showed him. It's like, look, you can't even see the UK. There's that many chargers.
Which map did you use?
Oh, I don't even know. I can't remember, to be honest. We were just driving. We were busy talking. And it just quickly went on the easiest one I could find. It's just on my phone. So yeah. I don't know. But small things like that. And by the end of the journey, he went, oh, okay, well, when it's time for me to sell, I might look into this. Whereas before, I wouldn't say he was against it. He just didn't know enough about it to be able to make a decision. Yeah. And, well, 4 hours later, I don't know if I changed his mind, but I've definitely educated him a bit.
Yeah. The funny thing is I've probably mentioned this before, is the fuel cost savings. People don't understand how huge it could be. If I didn't get some of my fuel for free, and if I only charged at home at my standard rate, my fuel works out to 8 pennies a mile. Just the fuel cost. On my van, which was very efficient, it was 12 pennies per mile. And it was a very efficient van.
Can I do something quickly? I want to do another screen share.
Okay.
Okay, so home charging. So you're on a rate of 8p, aren't you?
No. You're doing.
So your home charging. How much does your home charging cost you?
34.
34. Oh, you're on the other rate, aren't you?
I'm on a standard rate. You're still on a reduced rate.
You're on a standard rate.
Because you were locked in.
Okay. No. Okay. Let's look. I want to work this out differently. One of the guys that I work with, he's with EDF. He's on the night rate for charging for electric cars, all that sort of thing. So he's made that change. Okay.
I think with EDF, it's something like 9 or 11.
He's paying 8 pence.
Okay.
Yeah. He does 85% of his charging
at home.
At home.
The rest of the time, he probably charges at the Tesla charger.
There, he doesn't use. So rapid charger, he does use this. He had his on about 15.
The top percentage has changed.
Yeah, that needs to go back to 85.
Yeah. And then the public rapid charging for a Tesla is, depending on where you go, around 45-50p.
Okay, so let's work at it.
On down.
But we've not allowed for any of that.
No,
we've just allowed for
public charging at the Tesla charger. So change the 74 to 50.
50.
That would be about the average, or on the higher end of the scale.
Okay, so that changes to 50.
Yeah.
All right, now look at that. Cost of charging a month, £71.58. I can't fill my car up for that money, mate.
Get one drive.
I cannot fill my car up for that money.
Yeah.
So there you go. All black and white. You can try and argue with it. Estimated monthly cost for my car, including charging, £794.
Okay, this is now for you to do 20,000 miles a year, yeah?
This is for me to do 20,000 miles a year.
All right, I'm closer to 25,000, sometimes 30,000. So mine last month, I've had the car now for about a month, but last month, which started for me on the 3rd, which was the weekend, so I really only started using the car on the 6th. I spent £113 charging the car, and I did 2,200 miles. £113, 2,200 miles.
Divided by 113, 19.46. No, I worked that out the wrong way around, didn't I?
What did you calculate?
The 2,200 divided by thingy. It should have done it the other way around.
You want to do... I think it was 113. I took screenshots of it. I haven't uploaded it yet. I don't want to go out of the phone.
That's fine. What do you want me to up this to 30,000 to see what difference it makes?
25. Do 25 because
25, yeah.
That's the average is what I do. But yeah, 113 divided by 22,000 works me out to. Okay, so I think it cost me a little bit more. I think it was 130. 130 divided by 22. Yeah, there we go. 0.059, so 6 pence per kilowatt hour. But I got 30% of my charging for free.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So if I didn't get any,
so if I take it on 25, okay, so that's 25. Running cost calculator.
Right, now change it to mine, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, keep that at 34. Keep that at 65.
Yeah.
The next one, keep at 30%, but make the cost 0, because I get free charging at work about 30%, and put that one at 45-50, because most of the time I charge nighttime, and yeah, then that would be 5%. The top one needs to be 65. So 150 quid a month to charge for me.
That's not bad. That's 2 tanks of petrol for me.
Yeah, so 2 tanks of petrol for you in your car would have given you what, about 500 miles per tank?
To be fair, motorways, my car is really, really good.
So what, 600?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Alright, so 2 tanks of fuel would have given you 1,200 miles. I did, well, at 25,000, you do over 2,000 a month.
Yes.
You do slightly over 2,000 a month. So I would still gotten about 900 miles more out of it than what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's me charging at daytime rates. Electricity rates are about to go down.
They are, yes. And if you do change yourself to a night rate, you can even save a hell of a lot more. That at 8 pence.
Oh,
it's ridiculous what he's paying. It's craziness. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, estimated monthly cost 909.
Yeah.
Still cheap, dude. Right. That is. Yeah, it's still cheap. All right, but that's the only point I wanted to prove with bringing this up. I'll probably stop the screen share now unless there's something else you want me to do on there.
No. Yeah, so I think we should probably wrap this one up.
I think so. I think there's
lots more to talk about.
This discussion can go for a while, but I do still have things to do.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Bye.